Hello, everyone. I'd like to introduce you to Pat Iyer, and she has her master's in nursing, and many of you know her from her work as a legal nurse consultant, and myself, Barbara Levin. We're here to give you a little snippet of information to discuss with you the value of networking. Pat, would you like to talk to our group about networking and how that can enhance their legal nurse consulting practice?
I know that it's frustrating for legal nurse consultants who are hitting a slump in their business or are new and say, how do I get cases? How do I get attorneys to pay attention to me? I hear this commonly. And the answer, in part, is in networking with individuals who are either attorneys or people who know attorneys. One of the key principles in networking is to give first. When you're in a situation where you're meeting somebody for the first time, or they're saying, how is your business going? Is to first offer the other person assistance. There's a reciprocity principle that works out really well in networking. Somebody says to you, well, I'm searching for an accountant. Oh, I have an accountant I've been pleased with, I've worked with for several years. Would you like an introduction to the accountant? You're not coming across as being needy when you approach the conversation that way, as in, oh, I want you to give me a referral to an attorney. But there's a natural tendency in reciprocity to want to help somebody who has just helped you. And you never know who knows trial attorneys. It could be your next door neighbor. It could be your dental hygienist. It could be, and for sure, it'll be your accountant, because accountants do tax returns for attorneys, and they are a great referral source. When you introduce yourself to somebody, one of the other keys in networking is to explain how you help people. I'm a legal nurse consultant. If you say that, you may get a puzzled look on somebody's face, and you've probably seen it. Legal nurse. So are you an attorney? No, you're a nurse. Did you get legal training? I have found that what works is to say, suppose your mother was in a car accident, and as a result of that accident had a lot of injuries and a lot of medical records. Your mother goes to a plaintiff attorney to sue the person who hit her car from behind, and the attorney turns to a nurse to say, can you give me a summary? Can you explain the injuries? What are the complications? The attorney doesn't want to wade through all those records. That's your role as a legal nurse consultant. And when you explain it that way, you see, okay, I understand. So part of networking is knowing how to explain who you are, who you work with, and then as that person gets to know you and trust you, is in a position to then respond to your request for referrals.
Taking that information forward, a great way to network with our colleagues is to attend legal nurse consulting conferences, as well as clinical conferences. You are able to put yourself out there, network with your colleagues, find out what their needs are, explain to them perhaps that maybe you are looking for some assistance, whether it's looking for an expert or assistance with somebody to review a report for you, work with an attorney client of yours. There are so many ways to network within our own community. And that's what Pat and I are here to talk to you about now. We are very excited to offer you the opportunity to attend our 7th Legal Nurse Consulting virtual conference. This will be held March 23, 24, 25, 2023. We have a variety of nationally recognized speakers, and we have some surprises for you to see. Pat, I'd like you to talk about one of our keynote speakers, if you'd share that with the group.
Sure. You might have read the book, The Good Nurse, or seen the Netflix movie. I was one of the legal nurse consultants involved with prosecutors to identify the patients killed by Charles Cullen, who was a New Jersey nurse, worked in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, and killed patients for 17 years. In the presentation that I will give at the conference, I will also involve Dr. Kathleen Ashton, who is the nurse who was hired by many of the plaintiff attorneys representing families of patients in the hospitals where Charles Cullen worked. We'll also share with you a clinical case involving a man who accidentally electrocuted himself and suffered severe body injuries and burns. You'll hear from the attorney who handled his case and successfully settled that case at the end of last year, and Nancy Stuck, the legal nurse consultant who's one of my coaching clients, who worked on the case to summarize the medical records of this man. We've got business topics, and we have an expert on referral marketing who will share with us some tips on why referrals are so important. Those referrals that you get through networking.
You will hear all this and more on legal topics, clinical topics, business topics. We want you to join us March 23, 24, 25, 2023. We want you to see our link below, lnc.tips/March 2023 virtual. We look forward to seeing you.
See you there.